Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. It's the photo of William Tyrrell we all know and won't forget. Taken just minutes before he disappeared, the 3-year-old playfully roaring for his mother. That little boy in the Spider-Man costume would now be 6. So many questions about his disappearance are still unanswered. But we can now tell you for the first time a key piece of this complex puzzle that you haven't heard before. Taylor Auerbach with this report.
For 3 long years, this face has made us cry. His smile hides secrets only he can know. Tonight, at last, we can share one with you. You haven't been told the whole story about William Tyrrell, who went missing on September 12, 2014. A Current Affair can reveal William was a foster child in the care of the New South Wales Minister for Family and Community Services at the time he vanished without a trace. William was living with foster parents at the time he was tragically abducted from Kendall on the New South Wales mid-north coast, where he was visiting his foster grandmother.
Mentally draining, physically draining.
William's biological grandmother spoke exclusively with A Current Affair last year about William's tragic disappearance.
When me and him are together, I'm telling you, me and him look like each other. He's gorgeous.
The interview was conducted shortly after her best friend Kim was quizzed by detectives investigating the disappearance of the tiny Spider-Man fan.
We wouldn't just find him and then keep him and not say nothing. You know, that's trouble. You know, we wouldn't do that.
Police wanted to know about a housing commission unit Kim had recently applied for and whether she planned to hide William and his grandma in one of the spare rooms. In a bombshell twist, we also revealed that Kim was living with the brother-in-law of one of the Port Macquarie men questioned over William's disappearance, Tony Jones.
The situation is so weird. It is weird. No, I can't work it out. It just, my mind's going 100 miles an hour thinking, what's going on, you know?
There is no suggestion that either William's biological family or his foster family or Kim have anything to do with his abduction or know his whereabouts. But to date, the Department of Family and Community Services has insisted that his status as a child in care be kept secret from the public. But in explosive Court of Appeal documents obtained by A Current Affair, Judge Paul Brereton of the New South Wales Supreme Court ruled
that William disappeared while he was in the parental responsibility of the minister and in the care of departmentally approved carers is a matter of legitimate public interest.
His decision was challenged by the department responsible for looking after William, but the 3 judges of the Court of Appeal ruled against the department. Heartbreakingly, Justice Brereton is also quoted as noting,
"The tragic probability that William is no longer alive."
In about 3 weeks' time, Australia will mark 3 years since William Tyrrell became a household name for the most awful reasons imaginable. In some small consolation to both his foster family and his biological family, everybody around the nation now thinks of him as part of their own.
The reaction from the community, how much they want this crime solved, and quite rightly, he would be recognised anywhere in Australia.
On the 2-year anniversary of his disappearance, Detective Inspector Gary Jubilin of the New South Wales Police Homicide Squad spoke to Tracy Grimshaw about an unprecedented $1 million reward for information leading to William.
We're going to use this reward as a tool to find out what's happened to William. It doesn't sit well with us at 2 years down the track. It's an anniversary we didn't hope to celebrate.
No, it's like died. When William went missing, he died. That was the end of that.
William's biological father has struggled continuously with drugs and alcohol problems and has spent many a night behind bars.
Look, you know what? The worst thing is having kids, and that's you never want to see them end up in jail. Never.
For 3 years, William Tyrrell's status as a foster child has been a closely guarded secret of the New South Wales state government. The Department of Family and Community Services has repeatedly threatened journalists with criminal charges if they revealed William was in the care of the state when he went missing. But Judge Brereton disagreed, finding there was a substantial public interest in scrutiny of the foster care system and in William's disappearance being accurately reported. And he rejected the notion that these revelations will have a negative impact on the investigation.
The notion that the efforts of trained and experienced police investigators might be distracted, presumably by an influx of pseudo-information in the nature of rumour and speculation, is quite unconvincing.
William went missing while he played in the yard of a home in Kendall. A massive search by police, locals and other volunteers failed to turn up any trace of the missing 3-year-old. Later, Homicide Squad boss Mick Willing announced police were examining the frightening possibility that William had fallen into the clutches of pure evil.
One of those lines of inquiry relates to people we suspect being involved in a pedophile ring. We are vigorously pursuing that line of inquiry.
William's loving foster parents have chosen not to share their identities.
If somebody has him, and if he is alive, I want him to be safe. I want him to be feeling loved. And I want someone to be looking after him.
And no matter their relation to that little boy with the glowing smile, everybody can agree on that.
I don't know, kids don't deserve this, so seriously. Someone knows something.
Taylor Auerbach joins me now. And Taylor, this is something that any of us who've reported on this case have known all the way through this, but it has provided some challenges, hasn't it? Because we haven't been able to give clarity on, if various family members have talked whether they've been biological family or foster family.
That's right, Tracy, and even stating the mere fact that William Tyrrell was a foster child has been until now impossible. I mean, from the second he went missing, his disappearance has been shrouded in mystery and conjecture and rumour. But one thing that's been missing is the truth, and tonight that's changed.
Police have, of course, known this information. How will it being publicly available now change the investigation or help the investigation?
Well, as we saw tonight, the court has taken the view that no stone should be left unturned, no leaf left unturned either, in the investigation. And the court feels that this can't do any harm. It may not lead to William, it may not suggest where he is, but it will allow the media and others to provide scrutiny of the out-of-home care and foster care system, and I think that's important.
OK, and just talking about that, this information is, of course, embarrassing, I guess, to a certain extent to the department because William was in the department's care. But it's not embarrassing to the foster parents. There's no suggestion that they let him down, is there?
That's right, Tracy. It's important to note that the police have said that there is no suggestion that the foster family, and for that matter, there is no indication that the biological family have anything to do with his abduction. But on the previous point, tonight the Department of Family and Community Services should be wiping the egg off their face. They engaged in a David and Goliath battle to have this information suppressed. It has been held literally as a state secret that William Tyrrell was in the care of the minister when he went missing. We have been unable to report it, and tonight the public's right to know has been fulfilled.
OK, thanks, Taylor. And a reminder that a $1 million reward for information that leads police to William is still on offer. The number for Crime Stoppers is 1800 333 000. That's 1800 333 000.